Okay guys, so let's talk diet breaks. Now, diet breaks have been shown physiologically to be very beneficial for weight loss, okay, for quite a few reasons, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But I want to talk in particular about a study that came out this year called a Matador study, which is from 2018 by Byrne et al, I'm going to say, Byrne. And basically they looked at the difference between, they had two groups. One group dieted for 16 weeks and one group dieted continuously for 16 weeks straight. And the other group did 2 weeks of dieting followed by a 2-week break, 2 weeks of dieting, 2-week break, etc., until they did the same 16 weeks of dieting, okay? And essentially what they found was that the group that took the frequent breaks had more weight loss and more fat loss. They had better weight retention after 6 months following the study, and they had a smaller reduction in metabolism, okay? Now, I'm not going to get into the physiological benefits of sort of diet breaks. So I've talked about them before, but I probably will do some other videos on them. But essentially what happens when you diet is your metabolism slows, okay? It slows in response to both a reduction in body weight and a reduction in food intake. Also like a drop in hormones, etc. And essentially there is nothing that you can do about this. It happens, okay? Now from a sort of physiological perspective, diet breaks can help sort of offset these. And it's why they can be great for things like weight loss plateaus, and also why they can help you to basically lose more weight in the long run. But again, I'll talk about that in a different video, okay? Because we'll be here all night if not, basically. So essentially, I mean, there were some limitations to this study, but it was a very preliminary study in this sense. But the results were interesting because we know that there is sort of a physiological benefit to diet breaks. We know this. What we don't really know is the optimal dieting to break ratio, essentially, which is what they were trying to study in this particular study. But this is obviously going to need more research. But what I really want to talk about tonight is the psychological aspect of diet breaks and taking a break from a diet, okay? Because what I think is they are awesome for adherence. Because in the real world, people get what we call diet fatigue. They do, see so many people, so many times that do so well for X amount of time, and then all hell breaks loose. And this, obviously there's a lot of different factors that could go into this, but I think a lot of it is just diet fatigue, because dieting is a physiological and a psychological stress, and eventually this is going to catch up with you, okay? And we know how important adherence is. You can have the best diet plan in the world, but if you cannot stick to it long term, that diet plan for you sucks, okay? Adherence is so crucial, okay? Especially for long-term results, okay? And I think what's great about diet breaks from a psychological aspect is they give you more buy-in. And what do I mean by this? Basically, if you came to me and said, right, I want to lose this much weight in this much time, and I said, right, well, we're going to diet for 6 months to a year, you are instantly going to drop. You're going to say, oh my God, the next year of my life is going to suck. This is going to be hell. I'm just really not looking forward to this. And instantly we're in sort of like a negative, slightly negative mind frame. However, if I flip that on its head and I said to you, right, for the next 6 to 8 weeks, we're going to go hell for leather. We're going to go 110%. And at the end of this 6 to 8 weeks, we're going to take a break. You're going to be able to eat more food. You're going to be able to maybe put in some more treats, maybe that you either had to cut back on or you've had to cut out completely. If you're doing things like calorie counting, etc., we'll take a little break from that. And then we're going to go again. What I think this gives is incredible buy-in, because now you can say, right, 6 to 8 weeks, I can do that. If it gets to week 5, and you think, oh, it's getting a bit tough. You think, well, I've only got 1 to 3 weeks left and I get a 2-week break. I'm going to stick it out for these 2 weeks. I think that is the huge benefit from this, okay? I say it just gives you that buy-in, and it also gives you, like I say, I'll talk about the physiological aspects in another video, but it gives you this physiological and psychological almost refresh to go again, okay? And I think a great sort of metaphor for this is a car journey. It's something I got from a guy called Lyle McDonald, who, if you're really geeky into nutrition, you should definitely follow, because he's literally a legend. But he sort of put it in a way, like sort of to a car journey, like a long car journey, because I think he did or does regularly like 1,000-mile car journeys across America. And just like he said with this, you wouldn't drive 1,000 miles in one go. Okay, you'd maybe do 100 miles and take a break. You know, you stretch your legs, go for a pee or something. Then you do another 100 miles and you maybe get some food, take a nap. Then you do another 100 miles or so. But the point is, you wouldn't do it all in one go, because if you did, you would get tired and probably die. But, you know, your performance would drop, you'd get tired, and your adherence, etc., for example, would slip. But yet we don't take that and apply it to our nutrition. We expect to be able to diet constantly for 6 to 12 months and be able to do that 100% of the time. That is impossible, okay? 0.00001% of the world could do that, okay? But yet we don't apply that. We expect to be able to just do it for that long and not get tired as such. And I think this leads on as well to the whole all or nothing, I'm either on a diet or off a diet mindset, which I think so many people are stuck in the fact that they're either dieting and being restrictive and life is miserable, or they're off a diet, they're eating like an idiot and getting fat and they're miserable, and there's nothing in between. The thing is, there is something in between, and it is so freaking important, and it is maintenance, and it's maintaining your weight. Because most people lose weight. What they struggle with is maintaining their weight, okay? And if you look at it in time frames, even if it takes you 10 years to lose weight, it pales in comparison to the 30, 40, 50 years that you need to keep that weight off, okay? And what diet breaks and this middle ground that people either don't think exists or is useless gives you invaluable training in maintenance, okay? So it helps you to develop habits, and it helps you to develop and see what it's like to keep your weight at the range it's at, okay? And I've blabbed on a bit longer than I wanted to here, but I just think that the psychological benefits... Now, the biggest problem with all of this is getting people to take a break, because they won't do it, because they think that if they're not dieting, they're not making progress. And like I say, it's getting out of that I'm on a diet or I'm not on a diet mindset, okay? Like I say, I'll do some other videos on the physiological side of this, but psychologically, taking a break can do you a world of good, okay? That's it for that, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I shall see you on the next video.